And again, I'm no fan of his. I think he was perhaps the worst president. He was the worst president, largely because of what's happened at the border. He's allowed, in my opinion, and in the opinion of the gentleman behind me who know this better than anybody, much more than 20 million people into our country, many from prisons and jails, and many from mental institutions, insane asylums, and many terrorists.
Former President Donald Trump traveling to the U.S. southern border in Arizona yesterday, and you saw he was speaking in front of family members who've lost loved ones killed by illegal migrants. Our panel's here to weigh in. Cueto, Vice President of the National Border Patrol Council, and Chris Clem is a retired Chief Border Patrol agent. Gentlemen, welcome, and thanks for coming on. Chris, let me start with you. Just what you heard from the former president yesterday and his decision to highlight these victims of migrant crime and their families.
Well, good morning, and I'm grateful that the president came down to Arizona. I'm glad he came down to the border, state I live in. You know, it's important that what he did, because for years, illegal immigration was seen as a victimless crime. And agents like myself and Art Del Cueto know no different. We know what's happening down there and who's coming in. And so while Americans have been feeling it in the pocketbook for years, they're now seeing it play out across this country. And, you know, when we've had these horrible crimes, these murders and some of these rapes and assaults committed by these people that shouldn't even be here, I think it's great that the president humanized this situation, that it resonates with people, and to bring the families of the victims to be able to hear their story. I thought that was great, because it's important, because we've said for many, many years, border security is national security, it's public safety.
Yeah, it was more than a photo op, right? And this does definitely, it sends a message. It humanizes the story, as it's been said here in the segment. A reporter actually telling Trump there has been death threats made if he decided to come to the border, and Trump reacted to that. Watch.
Somebody made death threats to you. Did you hear about that before coming?
No.
What are your thoughts coming down here? Some people told me it's dangerous for you to be here.
I've heard it's dangerous, but I also have a job to do. I heard it's very dangerous. I haven't heard about that. They probably want to keep it from me. Thank you for telling me. Let's get out of here right now.
A surreal moment, though, Art. Talk to us about that and how maybe some would take that, Trump moving forward, knowing how dangerous the job is.
Well, I was lucky enough to be there. So I was there with him the entire time. I heard the chatter back and forth before he showed up to that area of the border. And let me just explain. Look, you said it best. This was more than just a photo op. That area of the border that President Trump was at is a dangerous area of the border out in Arizona. Arizona continues to lead the country in encounters. It's number 2 in gotaways, and all of it happens there. And just behind him where the wall ends, the wall that he was building where it ends, that's where you see the majority of fentanyl, heroin, and methamphetamines, coming into the United States. So it is a very dangerous area. And yes, it was way more than just a photo op. The heat was tremendous. I don't know how he endured some of the heat. Some of the guys that were in the audience were almost, passing out a little bit because of the heat. And he's just a very strong individual. It was great to see. But getting back to the death threat, while he was headed towards the border from the airport, I think there was some kind of leak prior on, telling people this is the route, this is where he's going to be going through, and that he was going to be there. And some people did make some death threats, and one individual they were looking for one. So the local law enforcement was looking for an individual that had made numerous death threats. I think he came back and sent some kind of message saying he wasn't going to miss. And thankfully, they were able to intercept the guy, and they were able to arrest him. So he was detained, he was arrested, but it was very much a real death threat.